Welcome to Racking Our Brains. I'm Paul.
And I'm Abdul, and today we're discussing something that we've been thinking about, and I hope you'll think about it too.
I'm most excited to learn how other people feel about topics I'm passionate about.
We know you have something to share, so leave a comment below.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get our newest discussion.
All right, something else I saw today, a tweet from Joe Pompliano. Peter Thiel and a group of venture capitalists are funding the Enhanced Games, an Olympic-style competition that allows performance-enhancing drugs. Events include track and field, swimming, gymnastics, weightlifting, combat sports. The first event will be in 2025. Bro, what are your first thoughts when you hear this?
I can't wait till the first person dies.
That would be terrible. In the combat sports or some other event?
Just any of it. I just want somebody's heart to come out of just literally come out of their mouth as they're crossing the finish line. So in 100, I want them to run it in like 8-7, but their heart comes out of their mouth.
Or their knees explode like Kyle in that South Park
Holy
episode.
shit, that's funny. Bro, that was so his father was a shark or something like that, right?
Oh my god, I forgot that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But they were black. The father was a shark. It was just some weird shit going on with genetics or whatever. But yeah, man. Technically, I don't think it's that bad of a deal, right? Like, it's different, right? And it's antithetical to what we are used to and what we think is good sportsmanship, sports or competition. But at the end of the day, if everybody's doing drugs, it's no different than, like, what type of drugs are you doing versus what type of diet do you have, right? Some people have a slightly better diet, or maybe they're more disciplined about their diet, or maybe whatever. And so at the end of the day, they're going to be bigger, stronger, faster, but it'll just be the same shit, bro.
My first thoughts were, I agree. I agree to some extent, I think. My first thoughts were, we have doping problems now, though, right? And so you have this interesting...
When you say problem, what do you mean by problem?
Athletes getting caught, right? And however often the IOC tests for the Olympics and, the scandals of Russia no longer being able to compete as Russia, and just everything that can happen where there is enough already cheating, right? And mostly due to performance enhancing drugs. So you have the quandary of who comes forward and says, okay, I guess I'll do that. Because will you be perceived as admitting that you have already done this, or that you have been clean your entire athletic career, but for some reason you just want to do the enhanced games? The second thing I thought of was, philosophically, where is the line on what can be counted as human performance? And I came up with a ridiculous example. Like, if you just had a carcass, like someone who was alive, it was like, yeah, just put like a machine body inside of me, and then there would be a games with that. If I'm not controlling it with my brain, I think we can all agree that the line is there at the very least, right? That's not human performance. It's just a human bag on a robot who's competing. But where is that line? So Neuralink, right? If your performance could be enhanced because you have a chip in your brain or something, and it could fire your muscles faster.
Excellent point.
Right?
Right.
So yeah, and I think here is not it. I think we can agree. Okay, it's a performance enhancer. It allows you to train harder. It allows you to actually perform better. But yeah, I don't know where that line is, and I don't know how interested I am in this. Like, I kind of like it's, I guess, purist of me, but I would love to know that nobody is cheating. And it's unfortunate every time we found out.
The base cheating, that's
sorry,
arbitrary.
That's a good point.
Correct?
That exactly. That's a good point. You're right. So But
Not that I disagree
in
with you, but I'm just making that point. Yeah.
yes, right. So we've deemed it cheating, but in the purest sense, we say we just want to know that you're a human being like everyone else. You ate food and you exercised, and that's the limit of what you were able to do to be the best human you could be. And we want to see those people compete. So yeah, every time we found out the baseball steroid scandal, and anytime we get an Olympic athlete, I saw a documentary on a world championship fast walker or something. Who also I think competed in the Olympics. But bro,
Fast
it
walking
was
shouldn't be a sport, dude. Come
it,
on.
I mean, however we feel about that sport, it was a serious deal, right? Like there's the same amount of testing, the interest in how people were training, and then finding out that your heroes are possibly doping or whatever. It's just it's a it's a weird Lance Armstrong was another big one, right? That guy was a legend. Anytime any one of those things happens, it just feels like, is everyone doing it? And I won't use the word cheating. That's fair, right? Because it's arbitrary, because we say that's where the
No, no, no,
cheating
no.
line
I'm
is.
sorry. No, no. You can 100% use that term cheating, right? That is a valid term. I'm just saying that when you say cheating, the rules are arbitrary, right? Because think about it. Black people were cheating when they tried to vote before 1954, right? They were cheating. They're not supposed to be
Are
voting.
are black people cheating in that sense? Or are you saying, like, if a party was trying to get elected by counting votes of black people, that's cheating?
Well, black people are cheating by voting. First of all, that's not true, right? Before 1954, there were a whole bunch of rules and that circumvented.
You're a million miles away from the microphone again.
I apologize. Before 1954, actually, I don't know, no, 65. 54 is Brown versus Board of Education. 65 is the Voting Rights Act. But um, so let's just say, like, when they were slaves, right? Before 1863, if a black person tried to vote, that would be cheating, right? So cheating is just the rules that were created. Then you have to then substantiate that the rules that were created are reasonable and fair, right? So there are a ton of rules, i.e., in football, that I don't respect, or even basketball, hand checking or pass interference or whatever. Like, there's certain things that I'm like, you can call that a call if you want, but I don't count that because I
Like
think it's
you'd
bullshit.
prefer a league without those rules, you mean?
Without that particular, right?
Yeah. Not the entire rule set, but the specific ones you're setting. Okay,
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
No, I agree. I agree. And yeah, we've arbitrarily set the rules for what is cheating and what is acceptable performance in athletic competition. I don't know how to separate this, but no, I guess it would include athletic competitions like sports leagues, like the NFL, the NBA, MLB. But we've said we want to see the best players in the world in this sport, and again, that's without performance enhancing drugs.
But why without performance enhancing drugs?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just Now we're getting into the philosophy of rule creation and what is fair and what is not fair. Like this could go a
Well,
thousand
not
different
really. I'm just
tangents.
asking you. You already have come to the conclusion that no, I kind of don't want my athletes to have performance enhancing drugs, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying to understand why. Because I don't give a shit. So I just want to know why you do. Because if everybody can do it, again, it goes back to like there's a guy named Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco. I think you're probably aware of him.
Yeah.
He classically said he eats fucking cheeseburgers all the time, like during his playing days, which is asinine. It's just like, why are you doing that? Like, that's not good for your body, right? So at that time, he was not on an even playing field with somebody who was eating a really healthy diet. But that was his choice. That was his choice to eat fucking cheeseburgers or people who smoke weed. I don't, I play college football. How the fuck do you smoke weed and still play football?
I don't know where you're going with those things where someone can elect to do something that can negatively affect their performance. But again,
Right. No,
I
no, no, no.
think
But the point is there's somebody who is giving themselves the best opportunity to perform, i.e., eating healthy. And then you have the person who's not doing the most, which Everybody has. Let's just say there wasn't this rule about performance enhancing drugs. Everybody could take steroids. Everybody could take human growth hormone. Everybody could take all the other things that are on that list. Some people won't take those things, and not because they're morally against it, just because they have a different philosophy on it. I'm going to take testosterone versus human growth hormone. I'm going to take human growth hormone. I'm going to take, platelets, right? I'm just going to do the blood transfusions for oxygen. Like, everybody's going to have their thing. That's the same thing that's happening now. It's just that we've said you can't take these things, but those things make you bigger, stronger, faster. Why wouldn't you want to be bigger, stronger, faster in the sport where it helps to be bigger, stronger, faster? I just don't understand that.
Yeah, it's a good question. So, and that's what these games are proposing, right? We're saying, forget it, new set of rules, everyone can do it. Now let's just see what performance is. I'm curious.
Because
I
that
guess
number is arbitrary, correct? Like that 10.4 versus 9.6 versus if it goes down to 8.7, there's just going to be a whole bunch of people around 8.7, just like there are a whole bunch of people around 9.6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
For
mean?
the 100-meter dash you're talking about.
Yeah, specifically.
Okay. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're still going to work hard, right? So that's another misnomer about steroids is that, oh, you take steroids and now you're just better. No, Barry Bonds still had to be fucking Barry fucking Bonds. Like, Barry Bonds was insane. Barry Bonds is probably the best hitter, overall the best hitter to ever step foot on a fucking baseball field. Tony Gwynn can say something about that. Ted Williams can say something about that. But fucking Barry Bonds, he saw the ball so well. And that had nothing to do with performance enhancing drugs. His hand-eye coordination and his eyes were just insane. He had walks. He walked so much because he knew where pitches were going to be, and he could take pitches. He walked so much. And then when you threw a bad pitch, he fucking murdered it. And murdering the ball, like, the biggest guys aren't the best home run hitters. Like, you still have to have that stroke, and you get a whole bunch of skinny dudes who are just really good at hitting home runs because it's this, the whether you can put the fat part of the bat on the ball, and that still takes a lot of fucking skill.
So will you watch?
If it's free, not if it's pay-per-view.
Not pay-per-view.